He found a chord in young people because he told them what they wanted to hear. He's a con man. He conned people all of his life. He had to survive.
We all know that he had some sort of mind control. He probably learned in prison, and he focused it on these women that he carefully chose because they, you know, didn't have much self-esteem.
And he said he loved them. I don't think he did, but he, you know, he slept with a lot of them. He indoctrinated them into this idea that he was God.
I think those young women were looking for someone who was sort of a father figure. He was older. He was quite a bit older than they were.
The basic core of it was a group marriage. It was not a cult. You had Charles Manson gets out of prison with a very high libido in the summer of love and sees that free love and orgiastic sex is now the accepted thing, and he went for it. And his relationship with these women is what it was about.
One of the things he said to me is, "My name's Manson, I'm the Son of Man." Well, he tried to turn that into a thing that he was Jesus returned.
You look at these girls and they look like the cute, you know, like unapproachable, you know, girls
older
with the
sisters.
Older sisters, yeah. Or the foxy girl at the beach.
They were sweet, they were nice girls. I had a crush on Ruth Ann Morehouse. I suppose a lot of people did, but anyway. And Charlie used to dangle her around because, anyway, one of the girls. They were nice. They were very, very loyal to Charlie. I mean, he was the boss. He was the man. He ran the show.
Every one of the followers, in a way, was a victim of Charlie. Charlie was the evil genius.
During the trial, as I said, all of the family members who testified that they believed what Charlie was feeding them was the absolute, honest-to-God gospel. That Charlie was a Messiah, that he was going to save them, that they would go to the desert, that they would find a bottomless pit, that they would hide there, and after the race war, they would come out, and Charlie would be king of the world.
Charlie loved the Beatles, and he thought they were talking to him. And so Helter Skelter became his watchword, and they were going to go out to the desert. The black men and the white people were going to have this war, and they were going to hide out in the desert. I mean, it was so bizarre to me that I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it, because once again, it was the 60s, and people were getting stoned and so on. So, okay, Charlie, you know.
Manson's whole ethos was that somehow he was part of the pop culture business. He was like, he wrote a song for the Beach Boys, right? So he thought he was part of the whole scene. He was convinced he was important. And that's, I think, why he picked Helter Skelter, you know, a Beatles song, to be his kind of motto. Oh, it's very LA-centric too. He's a striver trying to get into the music business. And surrounded by kind of Hollywood drifters.
They were at a place on Gresham Street in Canoga Park where it started, and they would spend hours listening to the Beatles' White Album while they were on LSD. And what they determined was that the Beatles weren't really the Beatles. The Beatles were the locusts written about in Revelation 9 of the Bible. The locusts who were going to fly out of the bottomless pit and start Armageddon. And through the White Album, the Beatles or the locusts were sending messages to blacks to rise up and start the revolution. The White Album plays a key role in this case. So you have Helter Skelter, you have a song in there called Piggies. Piggies out with their piggy wives, clutching their forks and knives to eat their bacon. What they need is a damn good whacking.